Alright, I'm Matt, and this is my commentary for my battle with Kaitlyn with a Y. And this is the Week 3 of the Pokemon Battle League, which is a name that is clearly much more marketable and relatable than the Erie Region Pokemon Battle League. Anyway, I sent out my Landorus first, and it got hit by a super effective Ice Beam, which wasn't good. I have to stop doing that. It's the second battle in a row where my Landorus got one hit. And then I sent out my Mega Charizard. And after I Mega Evolve, I do a nice quick Flare Blitz. Oh, but it uses Ice Beam first, and that does a lot of my health. Actually, not that much, just less than half. And I didn't use Flare Blitz, I used Dragon Claw. And that one hit KOs that Latios. So, it's off to a mediocre start for me. And then Kaitlyn sent out her Tyranitar, which is of course her team mascot. Pretty unconventional to have your team mascot on the on your team, but she did it. And it Mega Evolves and puts a Sandstorm up. And I just try to do a good move on it to do a lot of damage. And Earthquake does less than half the damage, so that's really not a lot of damage at all. And then that Dragon Claw didn't kill me, but the Sandstorm did. I thought I was safe for a second. But alas, that wasn't the case. And I thought my Mega Charizard would beat Mega Tyranitar. So, then I sent out Majin Bulu, and I think she withdraws her Mega Tyranitar. Yes, she does. And I just sent out Majin Bulu to be a grass type to counter that ground type. Ground rock, I think it is. I don't know off the top of my head. And, Majin Bulu gets buffeted by the Sandstorm. So, yeah, that Sandstorm just does consistent little damage to me over the whole battle. Because every time it goes down, she sends out Tyranitar, and that kicks the Sandstorm up again. And here's where I sent out my Electros, because it knows a fire move, and I was going to use a fire move against this Skarmory. And the Skarmory has leftovers. And my Electros has an Assault Vest just to boost the attack on all its moves. Because it has a pretty low attack and I need to power that up. And see here, Flamethrower doesn't really do anything to Tyranitar. See, no damage at all, not very effective. And there's Stealth Rocks out now, so I should send out Fortress to kinda clear those hazards, but no, I just leave Electros in there with Giga Drain. Super effective though. If I were able to get one more of those off, I would have had Tyranitar out of the game. But that's not what happens. I use Giga Drain again, and since it has leftover... Oh, wait, I did take Tyranitar out of the game with Giga Drain. It's been a while since this battle happened, so I kind of forget how it went. Yeah, and I just kind of used super effective moves against Tyranitar until it fainted. And this Clefable kind of threw me for a loop. I didn't really have a great counter for it. Yeah, see, it kills me with Moonblast. And I knew Nagiri wouldn't really be able, Nagiri wouldn't really be able to tank anything from that. Yeah, so I sent out Majin Bulu, it puts up Grassy Surge. And I kind of thought Majin Bulu would have a good attack to counter, or it would have like a nice stab move to kill it. And somehow, Clefable holds on. 1 HP left. And that made all the difference, because it's just Ice Beam me. Super effective, does more than half my health. Not great. And her leftovers Oh wait, no, the Grassy Surge and the Leftovers restored its HP. Yeah. I wish Grassy Surge only restored my HP and didn't restore my enemy's HP. That would be really good. Maybe they'll do that in the next generation of Pokemon games. And Horn Leech is not very effective against Steel types. So I withdraw Majin Bulu, I think. Yeah, and all of Kaitlyn's Pokemon seem to have Leftovers. I think that's like the most recommended item on Smogon, if you use Smogon movesets for your Pokemon. And this is when I send out Beware, a Pokemon that I pretty much hate just because it creeps me out. That's why I named it Subway Jared. It looks like a pedophile. And I kinda just hoped to, use a... what did I hope to do with this Beware? I think I hope to use stab moves until I can make Skarmory faint. Yeah, because Super Power is just regularly effective against it because it's Steel and Flying. And Flying is super resistant to fighting. And this is when she withdraws Skarmory. And my Beware can't touch Gengar, especially since I have a Choice Band on. So I withdraw my Beware, and I don't really have a good counter for Gengar. I have a Grass type and other types. I sent out Majin Buu, I don't know why. I think this is when Majin Buu gets knocked out. Because Gengar's a Poison type, and Poison's super effective against Grass. And that Destiny Bond, I don't really understand how it works. I don't think it really affected the outcome of this battle at all. Why did she withdraw Gengar? Maybe I have my type advantages messed up, I don't know. And that was actually really good, that Stone Edge. That was good guesswork on my part. Yeah, because I had a feeling she'd send out Skarmory. Because Skarmory is Flying, and Flying has an advantage against Grass. And there we go, super effective Poison type. Nice. And here goes Subway Jared. And I think I was just gonna Ice Punch and see if I could get rid of Gengar. But he Destiny Bonded me again. Still not sure what it does. I could probably look it up, but I'm not going to. And there's the Ice Punch. Doesn't kill him, but does do most of his damage. And the Grassy Surge still restores some of its HP. Yeah, that Grassy Surge is one hell of an effect. Yeah, and that Giga Drain is normally effective against Beware, but King Boo is still one Ice Punch away from fainting. So King Boo's oh, and that disabled my Ice Punch. So what happens next is really good. I don't really know how Disabled works move with a Choice Band, so just watch what happens next. It's really good. Okay. I thought I was going to get to choose a different move, but look at this. I struggled, did almost no damage, and got hit with the recoil. I actually had more recoil than damage. And then Gastrodon just can use any move to kind of make me faint when my health is that low, so... yeah, sometimes you battle the Pokemon, and sometimes the Pokemon battle you. And this is when I use my high-powered Fortress Z move. I have Buginium Z on it, so I'm gonna use another Full Force Z move, Savage Spin Out. It's been working so well for me. It worked well last week, it's gonna work well this week. Yeah, that actually did a surprising amount of damage, so I can't be that upset with it. Yeah, Fortress is more of a defensive Pokemon, so it's not really good to have a Z move on. And it's my last Pokemon, so I'm just trying to use stab moves until I can kind of, like, faint Gastrodon and faint her other Pokemon. But once Gastrodon recovered, that was pretty much off the table, and I knew that. Yeah, that was pretty much the end of the battle for me. And that Scald, I think it burned me. Yeah, that's good. A nice burn from the Scald. I think there's like a 20% chance and somehow that happens. And does this burn kill me? Yes, it does. I got fainted by a burn. And that Fortress was my last Pokemon. And good job, Kaitlyn. You're doing good this season. You beat a veteran, even though I'm pretty much not that good. And make sure you like and subscribe, and in the comments section, leave the name of your favorite Ghost Fairy Pokemon. And this has been Matt from the Pokemon Battle League, and I'll see you next week.